Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. Okay, so I have to try and make this one video friendly because I haven't been sending out any of the videos, and I'm okay with that. But I'm stopping a whole bunch of you from seeing all of the wonderful things we're talking about here. So, as some of you know, I did start this segment. I got massive feedback. Like, thank you, TikTok. So the second episode for that segment is going to be pretty stellar. I'm not going to lie. I think I've got like 7 episodes off of one question, which I found really interesting. And I'm going to get into a little bit when I go to the segment. So today we're going to sidebar that because I'm going to have my podcast on that one tomorrow. And we're going to talk about today, basically, there's a few things that I always like to talk about. I always like to do shout outs to the different nonprofit groups that I'm doing stuff with. And then I also like to talk about sometimes the government stuff, but it's so overwhelming. Like there's so many things going on in this world. And, I think the one thing that I want to really get across to most people is that be who you're going to be. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. There are so many powers that be that dictate and try and tell us what we can and cannot do and who we are and what we should be and how we should look and how we should act and how we should conduct ourselves in certain situations. But at the end of the day, I mean, I say just do what you want to do. I mean, of course, there's always going to be a refined version of us. Like the person my significant gets and my kids get is not the same person I am on site. I am a pretty silly character in front of them, and I'll like sing songs and make up lyrics and stuff, and I'm a kind of a weirdo. But when it comes down to me being on site and who I'm speaking with and how I'm speaking to them, they're not going to see that side of me. So I'm not saying like go and be like some lunatic. I mean, you can, why not? It's all about making an impact, right? But I think for most of us, the world has gone so fucking nuts that we're trying to find some sort of peace inside of our own world. So if you are a business owner, you're putting your focus into your business, but at the same time, you're paying attention to the market. You're paying attention to the economic downturn spirals, fluctuations, whatnot. You're paying attention, especially if you're a company that has to buy product from the States or from other countries, you're paying attention because that's going to be hard on your wallet. But one of the things I do want to talk about when we're talking about hard on your wallet and what we're paying attention to and how we're trying to find peace is that, so as a lot of you know, I sit in different association groups that are non-for-profit, as I'd mentioned earlier, and I mention all the time. So, and the thing is that I'm going to tell you something. I really enjoy the work that I do inside of these non-for-profit groups and as a volunteer. And the biggest thing that I notice and that I try and talk to these groups about, and so I'm going to say this even for the ones that I don't sit at your table, that I have, I do have a professional membership with, but this is what I want all of the professional memberships to understand, or associations out there. When you are doing events and you are doing sponsorships and you are doing everything that has a cost to it, because you're non-for-profit, you want to be able to break even and you want to be able to continue to do these things for the membership, and bring education, bring understanding, bring fireside chats, bring visibility to them. You're really hard on the wallet. like you fucking are. And this is from someone who sits inside of these organizations. And I will tell you, when you have to pay hundreds of dollars to play golf and thousands of dollars for sponsorships and $50 here, $50 there for luncheons. And I mean, I understand why you're doing it, but then when you turn around and you're looking at looking at these associations and all of your people that are part of it, especially with it being a professional membership, let me tell you something. We all have a budget. So when people are like, why didn't you come to my golf tournament? It wasn't in the budget to do that. And we don't want to do that. We want to attend everything. We want to attend everything because we're in support of your companies. We're in support of your ventures. We're in support of what you're doing. But there has to come a moment when you take a side seat and say, you're not the one that's affording all of these things. So it's great to sit there as a volunteer and say, let's ask for this and let's ask for that. But what are we providing to them in terms of visibility? What are we providing to them to help their ROI? Because that does matter. And I don't care who you are when you're like, oh, well, you're doing things out of the kindness of your heart. To a fucking extent. Okay. And someone who is a contractor or consultant, I will tell you, to an extent, if I'm spending thousands of dollars on sponsorships and golf tournaments and all of this, and I'm not getting any business from you at all, like at any level, I'm not going to keep putting money into something as a support system when I can support you in other ways that's not going to cost me. So that's where I say to you, make sure that when you are doing these things, because one of the big things I'm doing, so as you all know, I'm part of the committee for the ACR. I was a sponsor for years for the ACR, right? So that is the the Alberta Condo and Real Estate Conference. And it's costly, and we do it at TELUS Convention Center, and it's not friggin' cheap to do. And we want to provide people with the most bang for their buck. We give them education courses, we give them networking, we give them visibility. Those are great events to be a part of. And there's quite a few of them all over the place. And those are the events that a lot of people want to partake in. But at the same time, when I'm calling up all of the people that were once part of it, this is what I'm saying to them. You know what? I get it. There's a lot. You want to be part of a lot of it. We want you there. So whatever capacity makes sense to your wallet is what we're happy with. You want to book a booth, book a booth. You want to be a sponsor, be a sponsor. You want to just come and be there and show your lovely face, do that. Because I'm not going to sit there and tell people how to spend their money or where to put it. I want them to still be a part of our venture, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense when there's so many other things out there that are going on. So please be cognizant of how you're spending your money, and don't feel bad if you can't make it to everything. And this year, maybe I make it to 2 golf tournaments and I make it to 2 events versus the 5 golf tournaments and 4 events that I normally do. So this year I am going to be more event heavy than I will be golf heavy this year. I do like golf tournaments. I'm not going to lie. They are super fun, but I am going to make it to, I will be going to ACE out in Edmonton. I will be going to the ACR, and I will be going to the ACC. So those are 3 things that I will be doing this year, and I will be attending them. I will not be sponsoring any of them. I will not be attending. Only one will I be attending as an associate member for ACMA. The other 2, well, I don't really have a choice for the one. It's like, so ACE, I'll be going up to help one of my ACMA counterparts, help him with manning the booth and kind of just having chit chats with people. But I will most likely, I'm thinking about just buying a ticket and going as my LPM self, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, ACR, I don't have really a choice because I'm a committee member, which means I'll be running around like a chick with my head cut off. Good times. But ACC, I will just be going as just a visitor to see how it goes and see what's going on. I'm excited for them to do their own thing. It seems like that's what they wanted to do. So it'll be fun to go and see what that's about. But I want people to know, especially contractors, vendors, and consultants inside the space of condo industry, real estate industry, don't feel bad if you can't go to everything. Like everything gets expanded. Like there's more golf tournaments in the last year to 2 years than there has been in the last 5. There is more events now. There is always something to fly to go to be a part of. And I know that we all want to be a part of it, especially when we're visible inside of the industry. People are always like, where's so-and-so? And you're like, oh, they didn't come this year. And you're like, why? And then people are calling them and they're like, why aren't you here? You know? So that's one of those things. The other thing I want to say, because I am such a big advocate inside of condo, is for contractors, I want you guys to really acknowledge one of the contractors out there. So there is one team that has really put their effort into supporting the condo management industry. Managers are the gatekeepers. We will be a part of that function as ACMA. We will be in support. We are in support of them, and we will be attending as a supportive association. Can't speak. And that is, I'm going to give my shout out over my big mic to 24/7 Restoration and Nadia Katz, which is their business development person. She is an absolute gem, and I adore her to pieces. The owners of 24/7 really knew what they were doing when they brought on Nadia. She has done such an impeccable job of being their business and development person and creating this amazing event, Battle of the Managers, that has been on for 5 years now and has really gained true momentum inside of industry, supporting their management team by, you know what? making it a little bit competitive, creating this venue where it's a little bit competitive, and they're out for the day getting some mental health, some camaraderie, and some support. And those are things that ACMA 100% stands behind. So if you are a property manager or condo manager, then I would hope that you're in your area, wherever you are, whether it's a town, whether it's a city, anywhere in Canada, anywhere in the States, you have trades and consultants out there that will put something like this on for you to give you that mental health day, build some of your networking supports inside of industry, because you're all managers and you're all going through the same shit, but it gives you a chance to have a little bit of a competitive nature, have some fun, spend the day just doing some fun shit. And to me, that is huge, especially in this area, because managers burn out so fast from the shit that they go through. They are peopling all day, every day, fixing problems. They're the property like janitors at the end of the day. They are cleaning up messes, putting out fires, dealing with people, and helping making sure that their communities are safe and that there's accessible communication, that they understand what's going on. They're making sure contracts are in place. It's a hard job. For any of you that say it's not a career, it is 100% a career. And for those that have been in it for a very long time, I salute you, I commend you. And that is why I sit on the board for ACMA, to continue to support those people. So with that being said, I don't really have much to say other than, pay attention to your wallet, make sure your ROI makes sense to you. Make sure that, you're supporting your local industries. And for those that play a big part of where they make all their money, give back in the way that you can. It doesn't necessarily mean sponsorship. Sometimes it just means time and volunteering. And that's the best way you can give back and show support to the people that are in those industries, because that's what I like to do. For me, if I'm spending money, I want to see a return on investment. But if I'm giving time, that's me giving back. That's me saying, I want to be a part of this to help this move forward. I'm okay to give my time. But if you're asking me to open my wallet, there better be a goddamn return somewhere. And people will say, Lisa, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, it's not. When it's not a charity, I'm not giving charity. I'm giving a sponsorship. When I give charity, I get really mad when they would, okay, I won't call out anybody, but so there's charities that I give to. And when the charity sends me like, oh, here's all of your name and address on all of these little address stickers that we did for you, and we want to send you all this, I'm like, that's not why I gave you money. It's a charity. I gave you a donation because I want to help your cause. I believe in your cause. Please don't use my money to make things for me. Some people might feel special because they need everyone to know that they, donate to this place. That's not donating then. That's because you want people to know what you're doing. That's not charity. Charity is when you do something out of the kindness of your heart and you don't expect a return on. You don't expect acknowledgement or visibility on. It's something that you're doing to help grow that, what they're doing to help with research or with getting meds or with whatever the fucking case may be. If you're donating to Blue Cross or to Stars or to, Children's Make-A-Wish or Children's Hospital or, ARCS or ARF or Ronald McDonald House. Ronald McDonald House is my chosen charity, by the way, and they don't really send me anything other than a letter that tells me how different members or how their different people have been helped. And I do love seeing that's like a newsletter. I do appreciate that because it shows that everyone that puts into Ronald McDonald House helps them. And I know that pretty much dollar for dollar, it goes to where it needs to go. So that is my chosen charity, really, when it comes to the big number, the big chunks that I will send out is to Ronald McDonald House, because there's nothing worse than a parent not being close to their children in a time of need when their children are going through massive procedures or illnesses or critical illnesses. I want those parents to know they have somewhere to be where they're close to their children. And as a parent, I feel that. So that is something that I will say that it's a charity that I will continuously donate to. Stars I have in the past. I do like giving to Stars. I think that is a great charity to give to, organization to give to, as well as anything that has to do with rescue pets. I will also I usually pick ARCS or I pick ARF or I pick Barks or I pick, I would like to try and pick a smaller one. That sounds bad. But when I say a smaller one that's not so highly visible, where these people just are like, oh my God, I have a barn and I'm just going to put a whole bunch of stuff there and help these animals because they have this really big heart. And I'm like, let's help them. And I encourage more and more of you to get online and to showcase what you're doing and what your facilities look like and what you need help with on the socials, because people do want to give to good causes and do want to help people that are taking time out of their day to do these things. I'm not saying that ARCs didn't start off like that, but a lot of times when you have the bigger companies, they do have more help and more sponsorships in different areas, whereas these little guys that are kind of doing it out of their homes or out of a barn or out of a shed, you know, don't have the facility to do it, but they're trying the best they can without compromising the animals in any way. So I would say, if you can, look for your local rescue society. And whether you're in, no matter where you are, like if you're in a big city, look for a local rescue society inside of the city that is not getting the same supports. I'm not saying don't help them either, but the little guys that really need our help, that are like, oh my God, I ended up with like 3 cats and now I have, 10 cats and 5 dogs, and I'm trying to make this work, and it costs to feed them, and it costs to house them, and it costs to make sure they're getting, altered and this and that. So help them. Anyways, that's my tangent for the day. I can't wait to talk to you guys to my next on the season 2 of my segment, or not season 2, sorry. It's always going to be season 3 because we are in season 3. It's just going to be episode 2. So episode 2 is coming out tomorrow, and I look forward to that one. So yay. So, have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you tomorrow. I can't say catch you on the flip side anymore because I'll catch you tomorrow. And don't do anything crazy.